Welcome back to NOLA Motorsports Park. It is Saturday here in Louisiana, and this 13-turn circuit about to get attacked by 20 drivers in USF 2000. We are set to go racing, but first let's talk with one of our freshmen here in USF 2000, Carson Eder, running for DC Autosport. Carson, last year USF Juniors, starting to get comfortable with the USF 2000 car.
Yeah, it's definitely, the USF 2000 car is a lot of fun. It's pretty similar to the USF Juniors. I think the USF Juniors is a great place to start for anybody looking to get into the series. But last year was about getting seat time, getting used to everything, and now this year's go time.
Yeah, you're about ready to buckle in for race number 1 of 3 here this week at NOLA Motorsports Park. Let's talk about the track. It's not Barber Motorsports Park. It's not a street circuit like at St. Petersburg. It's flat. How do you pick up the visual cues going around this circuit?
Well, we rely heavily on the brake markers here, but there's a few corners like turn 3 where there are no brake markers, so you kind of have to get into that rhythm, memorize your brake points, memorize where you see the rubber on the track, cracks, lines, things like that to indicate where you want to turn in, where you want to brake, things like where you want to get to throttle. And it's just, this track is super hard in my opinion. It seems simple, but it's not. It's definitely one of the harder ones on the circuit, I think. Yeah,
and the second weekend for the series this year in 2024 as well. You did the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. We know how tough the concrete canyon is, right? You make a mistake there, you're in the wall. How much different coming out of that track to this one here?
That was super, super precise. One mistake and your race was over. I was got struck with the unfortunate stick there, but the difference in those two tracks are super, super precision, hard to pass. Really only a couple corners here. There's a couple corners here you can pass sort of like St. Pete, but definitely it's a huge change.
Yeah, a lot of time to be on the racetrack. We were here for spring training. You had a full day of testing here before we come in today's race, the first of 3, as I had said. Are you comfortable now with this racetrack and this race car?
After driving here a few times, I'm starting to get a little more comfortable. It's definitely a fun track, hard. It's just, I'm happy to be here.
Again, Carson and 19 other drivers set to go here in USF 2000. We talked about how tough this track is. Let's have a quick look, an in-depth look at this track here at NOLA Motorsports Park. Opened in 2012, NOLA Motorsports Park brought road racing to Louisiana and attracted the likes of the AMA Superbike Series, what was then the Road to Indy, 2015 IndyCar. The series now attracts a number of different road racing series, and here in 2024, it returns as a venue for the USF Pro Championships presented by Continental Tire. NOLA layout is tough, flat, and uncompromising with limited visual references. The run down the front straight into turn 1 is one of the primary passing opportunities on this track. The braking zone for the right-hand turn 1 is bumpy, but even with this, drivers will try to carry as much speed as possible into the intersection of the track through the flat-out left-hand turn 2, and then the double apex left-hand sweeper that is turns 3 and 4. Again, the key is to carry as much speed as possible into and through turn number 3. Drivers are quick back into the tight right-handed turn number 5, another overtaking opportunity, but there's a significant bump inside that needs to be managed. This corner leads to a series of right-handers that roll around to the back straight. Turn 6 can be taken with a light lift or potentially a brake application if in traffic, but turn 8 is flat out, and from there, drivers are on the throttle all the way down to turn number 10. Turn 10 is the hardest braking corner on the racetrack and may be the best passing opportunity available, although it won't be easy and it's quite bumpy on the inside line. Only the final combination of corners remain as drivers sweep left through turn 11, holding third gear, and then seek to maximize entry speed to the right-hand turn 12, begin the wide run over the exit curbing through turn 13, using all the track to roll back onto the front straight. Passing will not be easy here at NOLA Motorsports Park, so every driver must minimize mistakes and maximize those made by their competition.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Yeah, indeed, the track here at NOLA Motorsports Park is a tough one. Not a lot of places to overtake, but we did see some great passing in the USF Juniors event, which went green to checker. So hoping for more of that as we get set for our second wheel-to-wheel action of the day. 3 races in total on the docket for a Saturday. USF Juniors already in the books. Sebastian Weldon scoring his first win in the USF Pro Championships ladder program on the way to the NTT IndyCar Series. But next up, we continue to roll up our internal ladder into USF 2000. Those drivers on the grid and set to go right now. Let's have a look at that grid as we are not too far away from getting the green flag for the drivers here for their main event of the day. That race as well will be 15 laps or 45 minutes for drivers here in USF 2000, all part of the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana. 20 drivers getting set to go. We'll start at the tail of the field. Maxwell Jameson, the number 12 for D-Force Racing, the Texan, starting in 20th. And it'll be on the inside of that row, starting in the 19th position. Tanner DeFamus out of Indianapolis, Indiana, in the J. Howard Driver Development to number 9, the rookie, starting 19th. Row 9, it'll be a couple of Texans. Cole Kleck on the outside of the number 14 for DD Autosport, and on the inside, Brady Golan in the number 18 for D-Force Racing. Up now to row number 8 on the outside. Driver from Australia, running the Australian Formula Ford Series. First time here running over in the U.S. That is debut in the series back, of course, at St. Petersburg, like so many other rookies. It's Xavier Kokai in the number 19 for VRD Racing, starting 16th on the outside. Inside, the number 10 from Brazil, Lucas Facuri in the number 10 for D-Force Racing. Moving now up to row number 7 on the outside. Second place last year in the USF Juniors program, Quinn Armstrong in the number 11 machine. Quinn coming in 6th place in points, a couple of 7th place finishes in St. Petersburg. He'll roll off from 14th today with work to do. Inside of that row, Ayrton Hauk from Indianapolis, Indiana for DC Autosport. Hauk in the number 58. Moving now to row number 6 on the outside, one of the drivers who's in the battle in the top 5 at St. Petersburg, Michael Costello in the number 8 machine out of Naples, Florida. J. Howard Driver Development for Costello, the rookie. He'll start in the 12th position alongside Carson Eder in the number 57, the Californian for DC Autosport, his best qualifying run here in USF 2000. He'll start 11th. Into the top 10 right now, we have 3 drivers who are rookies, 7 who are coming back from a year last year in USF 2000. So a lot of second-year drivers in the top 10 here, not surprisingly. On the outside of row number 5, doing double duty all weekend long from Hoboken, New Jersey for VRD Racing, the number 3 of Max Taylor will start in the 10th spot alongside driver out of Indianapolis, Elliot Cox in the number 67 for Sarah Fisher Hartman Racing Development. A ton of fans and sponsors and family here from Drive Planning, so a shout out to them as they cheer on Elliot Cox in the main event here today. Round 1 of 3 here on the weekend. Moving up to row number 4, Thomas Schrag out of Ohio for Exclusive Autosport, the number 92 machine, a former winner of the F1600 Championship Series and a Team USA scholarship driver. Schrag in the 92 for Exclusive, starting in the 8th spot alongside Nico Christodoulou, the Canadian, a winner last year in Toronto for VRD Racing. Christodoulou in the number 2, starting in 7th. Moving now up into row number 3 on the outside, Hudson Schwartz in the number 22, the rookie coming in from USF Juniors for Pabst Racing. Alongside him, point leader, number 24, Max Garcia, a couple of wins in St. Petersburg. He'll start on the pole for race 2 and likely race number 3. Can he come from P5 and work his way forward to potentially get his 3rd win in a row? He'll start on the inside of row number 3, Schwartz on the outside. Row 2, your champion last year from USF Juniors, Nicholas Giaffoni, the Brazilian, in the number 1 with the USF Pro Championship scholarship colors. Giaffoni for D-Force Racing, starting 4th. Inside of him for J. Howard Driver Development, one of the primary championship contenders coming into the year, a winner last year at Mid-Ohio. For J. Howard Driver Development out of Ohio, it is Evagoras Papasavas in the number 6. Engines have fired and we are underway. Drivers pulling off the grid. 20 of them will roll out here. 2 will start on the front row. It's Pabst Racing, Sam Corey on the outside. 3rd place in points, but only a point behind Papasavas. The driver out of Cornelius, North Carolina for Pabst Racing in the number 23 on the outside. But the driver who showed the best speed in qualifying, a 135.314. It'll be a new track record for USF 2000, I believe. It's Joey Brienza out of Golden, Colorado, currently residing in Indianapolis, going to the University of Indiana. Joey Brienza in the exclusive Autosport number 91 machine on the pole position. A rookie still, despite the assorted races over the last couple of years in USF 2000. Brienza and Corey will be on row 1. Papasavas and Giafoni on row 2. Garcia and Schwartz row 3. Christodoulou and Schrag row 4. Cox alongside Taylor on row number 5. Eder and Costello row 6. Hauk and Armstrong row 7. Fakuria and Kokai row number 8. Golan and Kleck row 9. DeFabis and Jameson on row number 10. Number of drivers you can see save potentially a set of sticker tires, and that's part of it. What is the tire strategy that different teams will use? But we are getting set to go, as I said, ready to roll off with the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana. 9 races on the weekend, 3 for all 3 series. Race 1 for USF Juniors in the books. Who is going to take race number 1 for USF 2000? As I had said earlier, it's a 15-lap race, 45-minute time limit. Same time limit for USF Pro 2000, but they'll knock out 18 laps as well. So increase the lap distance for all the events. Stay with that same time window. And we'll see if these drivers can do exactly what USF Juniors did. Put on a show, green to checker in USF Juniors. A shout out to those drivers, all 26 once again. No caution flags at all in that race. So again, as we said, folks, this particular racetrack here, 13 corners. It is a challenging one for sure. 2.74 miles. There's a good look at the track. We had the track, the overview there in the pre-show, but there it is there. The big run down into turn number 10, 11, and 12, then a 13 back on the straightaway. Again, your passing opportunities, 1, 3, 5, and 10. Flat out from turn 7 all the way back around to the hard braking of turn number 10. Feel it coming into that turn 10 right now through turn number 11, a sweeping left-hander back to a turn 12 corner where they'll try to rotate the car, roll enough speed to get through there. Every one of these drivers itching to jump on the loud pedal. The USF Pro Championships pace car will head to pit lane. It'll go in the hands of your pole sitter, Joey Brienza. He'll bring it out here. Right alongside him, Sam Corey. Again, those drivers side by side. Field looks good. 2 by 2, 10 rows deep. Almost time to go racing, and we are underway. Green, green, green. As we'll race our way up into turn number 1. Good shot from the drone. 3 wide, a little deeper in the field. A couple drivers back trying to see if they can't get extra. Can they get cleanly through turn number 1? Brienza cleanly through. Right there as well is Corey. He holds the spot. Papasavas trying to see if he can't hold back the driver from the outside. Nicholas Giafoni as well. Into turn number 3, very close up front. 3 tightens up into turn number 4. No one making a move to the inside. Brienza will get the early gap. He'll try to do what Weldon did in USF Juniors and stretch away, let the other drivers battle behind him, but everybody's right there. Indeed, a good start here for Brienza, though, and everybody clean and green through 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5. Again, cold tires. They'll have to lift a little bit here, maybe even a little bit of a break rolling through turn 6 and 7 to settle the car down, but flat out from here, trusting that the tires are up to temperature enough and then you can hold it through 8, 9, and over to turn number 10. Opening lap underway. Out of turn number 9, here comes the big run down. Doesn't look like anybody potentially close enough. Brienza's going to run a little inside line coming out of that corner. He'll fade back across the middle of the racetrack. Big dive bomb move down the bottom. Oh, and Brienza had to check it up. That was Corey trying to go for it. Look at this, around the outside. And it's going to be Max Garcia to the inside of turn 12. He took full advantage. Garcia to the lead. Sam Corey threw it down the inside, locked him up coming into turn number 10. And just got too deep. He lost, I think, 2 or 3 spots. He may be back to P4, but Garcia gifts him the lead here. We're going to have to go back to work. Coming up into turn number 1. Bridge challenger for sure into 1. Not surprised, got checked up a little bit. And comes to the inside, I believe, Papasavas. Yeah, Papasavas able to get by Brienza. Joey couldn't do much there. He had to kind of check up a little bit because he couldn't kind of hang the outside. He would have got cleared out by Corey, so he had to check up and then go over under on him. When he did that, Garcia, of course, was lining up perfectly for it, had a better run out of turn number 10. So it shakes everything up. Garcia P1, Papasavas in second, Brienza third, Corey still holding on to 4th, but they are scrapping behind them for 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Across the line, Garcia, Christodoulou. No, Garcia, pardon me. Let me update here. Garcia across the line as the leader. Behind them as they came across the stripe for lap 1, Brienza, Papasavas. Papasavas made the move in 1, so Brienza goes down to 3rd. Corey 4th, Schwartz 5th. Giaffoni in 6th spot. 7th, Taylor. 8th, Christodoulou. 9th, Cox. 10th was Thomas Schrag. Now, I want to say that when they rolled off the grid, it looked to me, Papasavas going at it right now, side by side. He had to check up, almost got into Garcia. But I want to say that Brienza may have rolled off with sticker tires. I didn't have a chance to get down onto the grid to see who had stickers on, who had maybe saved a set. But I think that potentially Brienza went with stickers, so he's going to have good tires here. He just needs to get back and leverage those early. Weave their way down the straightaway, further back, you see the scrap move back, and that was Cox going to the inside of Christodoulou. They're side by side, in fact. Heading up there, that actually might be Cox side by side with Giaffoni. As I think Corey able to get by Brienza. And Corey sliding by Joey Brienza, moving him back to P4. Oh, we got some aggressive racing further back right now, don't we? Side by side coming behind Brienza as well. That's the scrap between Hudson Schwartz and Max Taylor. Schwartz on the inside, Taylor on the outside, I believe. Man, good racing here in USF 2000 early. When they come back around, we'll give you a full field rundown as Garcia able to take full advantage of that aggressive move to the inside in turn 10, the opening lap by Sam Corey. Driver started further back in the field. Garcia started 5th, got up to 3rd, and then was able to leverage it to do an over-under. He's pulled away just like Weldon did, letting them fight behind him. The driver's getting out front and stretching away. Look at the gap right now for Max Garcia, trying to go 3 in a row. Here's Brienza back to the inside on Corey into turn number 10. Remember, I said Brienza has a little bit fresher tires. Makes a good move down to the inside. He gets to move Brienza back into 3rd. Oh, man, we got some good racing here. Garcia probably couldn't believe what happened when he came down into turn number 3, seeing Corey go deep on the inside, saw the brake, locked up the tire smoke, just overrun right around the outside. So it's Garcia, Papasavas, Brienza, Corey, and Taylor. Christodoulou had to come into pit lanes. What is it with Christodoulou? Cox 6th, Schwartz 7th, Giaffoni 8th, Michael Costello 9th, and Thomas Schrag 10th. 11th is Quinn Armstrong. 12th and 13th, the DC Autosport teammates of Ayrton Hauk and Carson Etter. 14th, Maxwell Jamison. 15th, Brady Golan. 16th, Lucas Facuri. 17th, Cole Kleck. 18th, Xavier Kokai. 19th, Tanner DeFabis. And 20th, Nico Christodoulou. So Christodoulou had to come to pit lane, and that's tough for him for sure. 5th place in points coming in. 6th and 5th in the 2 races at St. Pete. So he'll just keep digging here right now. Tough one for him. Going to hope for some attrition to move himself up a little bit here. Otherwise, he'll have to come back and race 2 and 3 of the weekend. Yeah, Brienza's been able to stretch away a little bit. That gap, that battle now is between Sam Corey and Max Taylor. Right behind them still is, I believe, Elliot Cox not that far back. There's Cox right there behind Taylor. Hudson Schwartz get by. That's number 3 there, Taylor. Let's pick him up again as we come by start finish. Well, that's the lineup. Corey, Taylor, Cox. Down into 1. The gap up front right now, 1.2 seconds for Max Garcia as he's looking to try to go 3 wins in a row to start the season. And remember, he's going to start on the pole tomorrow for sure for race 2. I haven't confirmed race 3 yet, but I believe he'll be on the pole for race 2 and 3. So things playing into the hands of Garcia to potentially go 5 for 5 to start the season. Wow, that would be a huge start for the young driver in Florida. There's the scholarship colors there, the red, white, and blue USF Pro Championship scholarship colors of Nicholas Giaffoni, USF Juniors title winner from last year. Currently running 7th. Giaffoni in that number 1. 6 wins on the season last year. didn't have the best of luck. Oh, there's trouble for the 92. That is Thomas Schrag. Something's happened to Thomas Schrag coming out of turn number 7. He slows. He's still on the track, but Schrag's going to fall to the tail of the field as well. Not sure what happened to Thomas there. He was running in 9th position. So Thomas Schrag, an issue potentially for him. As we're watching this scrap side by side. Look at this battle. Oh, man. Oh, up over the curb. That is a D-Force car and a VRD car, I believe. I think that's Costello potentially and Armstrong. Woo! Getting at it. I talked earlier about the issues for Nicholas Giaffoni. 11th in the opening race, 21st in the second race after the incident. Definitely looking to bounce back. Giaffoni coming in here 16th in points, so he'll have to scrap some more back. Here's a side-by. This is a side-by-side fight here. Oh, man. Right in front of Ayrton Hauk. Yeah, that's Quinn Armstrong in the white and blue machine. The Aussie going at it right now with Michael Costello. Armstrong comes in 6th in points, Costello 9th. Oh, potential contact coming through turn number 3. And that may be damage to Costello. Hauk's been able to go through. Is there any problem here with Armstrong? It doesn't appear so yet, but contact between those two drivers. As always, I just looked down at the screen or the sheet to look at their position in the points, and up top they've got contact in 3. Sometimes you got to be patient. I know 3 looks like a good opportunity, but man, that's tough. It's like potentially the driver going to the inside, maybe contact on the turn in. Nonetheless, we'll restack the top 10 when they come around. It's a couple drivers have had trouble. Thomas Schrag, as we know, falling down the order. Cole Klexman in and out of pit lane. He's 20th. Krista Dulu 19th. Thomas Schrag in 18th spot. Not sure what happened with him. So indeed, really interesting to see a couple of drivers going back-to-back here this weekend. Max Taylor and Brady Nolan both running USF Juniors and USF2000 back-to-back. Simply put, the difference in the cars themselves, you see a move there, a little further back, that's Kokai trying to get by Costello and Fakuri. But of course, the USF2000 and the USF Juniors cars very similar. Same chassis, same tires, same aerodynamic package, different wheels, but that's really not a performance-enhancing issue. It's more of a cost savings. The brake package is much different. The braking is longer in the USF Juniors car. Of course, the restricted engine as well, as we know, different dampers. So it's a bit of a different machine. A lot of it to have a lower purchase price and lower, obviously, costs if you do have any kind of a damage. But it's number one, the restrictor and the braking, which are the biggest differences. So yeah, you know what? We'll take an opportunity to try to talk to Max Taylor, get some insight from him on the differences that he sees, he and Brady see between the two cars. And that will be a very interesting feedback for sure, because again, those drivers going back to back on each car, and you know, how do you have to change your mindset, knowing that, hey, you know what, I just ran the juniors car, now I can go deeper on the brakes and maybe a harder initial hit on the brake in a USF2000 car with a different brake package. So we'll talk more about that throughout the weekend. Nonetheless, keying there on Sam Corey, who runs in the 4th spot, trying to reel in Joey Brienza. Brienza, as I'd said, coming in 7th place in points, a 10th and an 8th, a couple of top 10s. He's only 4 points behind Quinn Armstrong. He's only 8 points behind Nico Christodoulou, who is now down 19th. So a good opportunity here for Brienza to potentially jump up into the top 5. Currently running strongly P3, top rookie in the field. There's Elliot Cox as well, getting chased by Nicholas Giaffoni. That is for 6th and 7th. Yeah, Cox comes in here in the 4th spot, 4th, and 6th. He's thinking consistency this year, and that's really interesting in talking to Elliot, as I have. He joined me actually in the broadcast of a USF Pro 2000 race as a driver analyst for me at St. Petersburg, and just talking to him about the different mindset he takes coming into 2024 as a sophomore. And it's a mindset you do your best, at least myself as part of the series and all of us in the race control, to try to instill that mindset to the freshmen. But it often takes a year of when they're impatient and when they make aggressive moves that they realize they probably didn't need to do it. You talk to them at the start of a new season, and they kind of giggle about themselves, and they critique themselves from the year before and how they were inexperienced and impatient and not quite as mature as drivers. You really want that for them as freshmen, but sometimes you got to learn, right? You got to learn through experience, and that's what LA Cox did. He had a couple incidents last year, probably didn't need to happen, but here he is now being really consistent. A couple of top fives at St. Pete, 6 on the racetrack now, trying to reel in Max Taylor. This is a great run right now for Elliott Cox, thinking championship, thinking long run. You want to be there mathematically when you head to Portland in August. Garcia, Papasavas, Corey. We have Brienza, Corey, Taylor, Cox. Then 6/10 back to Giafoni. Another 3 back to Hudson Schwartz. Ayrton Houck now up into 9th. And Carson Etter 10th. The DC Autosport drivers 9th and 10th. Ayrton Houck started 13th. He's now up into the 9th spot. Great job for both those drivers. Houck, the rookie, and Carson Etter. Ran a couple of USF 2000 races last year coming up from USF Juniors. So both those drivers having really strong top 10 runs right now. That's what they're thinking about. Both those drivers, hey, top 10, we're here to learn. Keep that momentum coming up. Because I'll say that, I say this a lot, obviously sophomores coming in with a bit of an advantage, right, early in the season. You know, you're through St. Petersburg, through here at NOLA, you know, early in May, and then, of course, on the Oval at IRP. But once we get past those first 4 races, they've run a street circuit, they've run a road course, and they've run an oval. I almost think that even the rookie drivers are almost sophomores, right? They've almost caught up by the time we get into the Road Americas and the Mid-Ohio's and the Torontos, right? Because they've run the different street circuits. They've run a lot of the track already. They've had a bunch of races. So I always feel that if you're a sophomore driver, you want to get out of the gate strongly because the rookies are coming midway through the season. And I think we're going to see that from guys like Giafoni, Hudson Schwartz. He's still a rookie, but he's done a bunch of racing in the last couple of years in the USF 2000. Still has the rookie status. But here a full season for him as well is going to be big. He's done a couple of weekends where he did one race. Tested did one race of the weekends. So to be able to really focus on USF 2000 this year, it's going to be big for Brienza. And again, like I said, a couple of top 10s at St. Pete. Keeps it rolling here. You know, he's going to keep himself within striking distance, although, you know, Garcia going 3 for 3 would help him in a big way, but bottom line is, it's a long season. We saw Christian Rasmussen win a ton of races early in his USF 2000 championship season, but he had a tough luck at Indianapolis, had a couple of DNFs, and then drove off on the opening lap at Mid-Ohio the following weekend. That was during the COVID season. And it got down to 3 points. He had a 70-something point lead, whittled down to 3 points over Reese Gold, just because of a couple of DNFs, some mechanicals, and a driver error. So you're never far enough ahead at all to think that you've got a season locked up. We come back around, there'll be 5 laps to go, a 15-lapper here for drivers in USF 2000. There'll be 10 laps in. Garcia, Papasavas, Brienza, Corey, and Taylor in the top 5. Just outside the top 10, Quinn Armstrong 11th, Maxwell Jamison 12th, Lucas Facurian 13th, Michael Costello 14th, Brady Golan 15th, Tanner DeFabis in 16th, and then drivers who have had some trouble, Nico Christodoulou, Thomas Schrag, and Cole Kleck. Xavier Kokai in 17th as well. There's the lead for Garcia. I don't know that we're done for second yet. Talking about the tires, I think that Brienza had gone to fresh rubber. He may have what it takes to go after Papasavas here. They were both 136.3s last time by. Garcia outright the fastest driver on the racetrack with a 136.1 that last time by. He was 2/10 quicker than second and third. So Garcia's got the open racetrack. He's making it happen. Papasavas is looking in the mirrors a little bit, right? He's not looking forward because Brienza's up on it. The thing is, can Joey Brienza do something here in the last 5 laps? Can he leverage it? If they have a little more on the tire, can he leverage that over the last couple of laps? Start finding some pace, because right now he's almost a half a second back. But he does have almost a full second on Sam Corey, so that's nice. A bit of breathing room. You can guarantee his spotters telling him, don't worry from behind. You're good. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th are pretty close together, though. That is Cox, Giafoni, and Schwartz chasing Max Taylor. Because then you got to go about 6 seconds back to Ayrton Hauk. Quinn Armstrong's been able to get by Carson Etter for the final spot in the top 10. That's the second and third place battle. Brienza keeps on digging. Try to get Papasavas. And again, Papasavas, second-year driver, second and third. Another second if he keeps that podium streak running. Garcia's not going to be able to pull away that much. Again, 33 points up for grabs for any race weekend. Pole, fastest lap in the race, most laps led, 30 points for the race win. Even if you're 66 points up, you have a couple of DNFs, you've lost the lead. So again, that's the key. There's Ayrton Hauk right there. The DC Autosport machine, currently running 9th. Last time by. Actually, it looks to me like Etter got back by Armstrong. So that's a good battle, I think, as well for the 10th and 11th place spot. Those guys are going at it for that position. I like it. Yeah, there's Carson Etter right there, and behind him is Quinn Armstrong. So Etter of the DC Autosport machine battling it out with Quinn Armstrong in the D-Force Racing entry. Armstrong, a winner last year in USF Juniors, very consistent on the season to finish second overall. Won at the opener at Sebring. Won the first race of the season, in fact. .9 seconds the gap. Garcia out front. And Papasavas doing his best to try to stretch away a little bit. Last time by 2/10 quicker. He was 2/10 faster than Brienza, but Papasavas was 4/10 quicker than Garcia. Closed it back down to 2.9. 4 to go. They get 3 to go as they cross the line here to put lap 12 in the books. There's Corey. There's Taylor. Cox. Right behind him, Giafoni. Papasavas matching the times of Garcia. In fact, he may have the fast lap right now, 36.1. No. Garcia 35.7. Whoa, that's a good lap for a bonus point. 135.7. His fastest lap, 3/10 quicker than that of Brienza. But Brienza second back now. Sometimes you're pushing the car, maybe getting away from you a little bit, and you're thinking, okay, I got to maintain where I am. There's Cox in the 67. He's got Giafoni all over now. Cox has been very smart. Again, fourth coming in points, a couple of fourth place finishes. Currently runs 6th. I don't know that Giafoni is going to risk too much here right now because he needs a finish. 11th and 21st, his 2 runs. He's back in the 16th spot. Giafoni would be wise to bring home a P7 and look to improve the car a little bit for race number 2 and 3 tomorrow. Got to post up a solid top 10 here for Nicholas. I know obviously a big contingent from Brazil watching on the stream. Hello to Brazil. Bom dia. I hope you're good. The Brazilian boys are digging hard here at NOLA Motorsports Park. Papasavas last time by, as we said, was just a little bit quicker than Garcia, 2.8 seconds, but he'd have to be, with 3 laps to go, he's going to be a lot quicker. And they get 2 laps to go, and in fact, he lost a couple of tenths. Oh, look back there a little bit behind Giafoni, 2 Hudson Schwartz hunting. That right there, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Etter and Armstrong in the middle of a good fight for the top 10, too. Gap now back over 3 seconds. Brienza still a second behind Papasavas. He's got a full second on Corey as well. Giafoni and Cox, closest battle on the racetrack right there. Pick it up here. That is that fight right now for 6th and 7th. But again, Giafoni needs a good result, but he's also a racer, right? It's like, if I can get this spot, I got to go for it. Oh, wiggle there. Did you see that? Oh, man, that thing got a little sketch. But Giafoni kept the throttle on it. And he is close on Cox now. Oh, big run. He'll look to the inside, potentially at turn number 8. Oh, side by side. Can they get through the corner? Through turn number 9. Oh, man. Big run there for Giafoni. Thought better of it, but here comes Hutchin Schwartz. He goes, I'll take advantage of that. Big lunge down the bottom for Schwartz on Giafoni. And not quite. That is 6th, 7th, and 8th. And they'll see the white flag this next time by. 1 to go for Max Garcia. Again, USF Pro 2000 waiting in the wings. Oh, man. I have my heart rate up a little bit. Whew. And no, I don't think it's done yet either. Yeah, there they are, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Let's stay on this one. Great job by the camera crew. Again, our remotely controlled cameras, a new program we're working on here. A big move down the inside again. Rolling around the outside. Contact, no! They get together. Cox and Giafoni together. Schwartz is going to take the benefactor on that one. Giafoni went for it. Like I said, racers think about it. Cox trying to get that car righted and back around. Tough one for Elliott. The door was open in turn number 3. Giafoni went to the inside, and it looked like Cox trying to run the outside there on it, as he would. Not sure how that one's going to play out in the end, but tough one for Cox. Who benefits is Schwartz. Let's pick up the leaders coming as they work their way down here. Final lap on the racetrack, as we know. Here comes the leader into turn number 10. I'll tell you, starting P5, that Advanced Auto Parts Pabst Racing, number 24. I wondered if he could get the job done. He got a full advantage of a big overtake attempt by Sam Corey on Joey Brienza. He slid through to get P1. He's pulled away. And on to the front straight. What a way to start the 2024 season, folks. Back to back jacks for Max Garcia as he wins again. 3 straight victories in USF 2000 for the Pabst Racing driver. The 15-year-old taking a commanding lead in the championship. Evagoras Papasavas comes home in 2nd. Joey Brienza in 3rd. 4th, Sam Corey. 5th, Max Taylor. 6th, Hudson Schwartz. 7th, Nicholas Giafoni, as he's able to hold on. Ayrton Hauk ends up in 8th spot. 9th is Quinn Armstrong. 10th, Carson Etter. Maxwell Jameson up into 11th. Where is Cox? Where does he end up? He's going to finish in 12th. Tanner DeFabus, I believe, in 13th. Good job for Tanner. Started in 19th, up 6th for DeFabus. Brady Golan 14th. It'll be Xavier Kokai, I believe, in 15th. Krista Dulu 16th. Costello 17th. Fakuri, Schrag, and Kleck to round it out. I'll say this, though. Green to checker again. A perfect race in terms of green flags. 15 green flag laps. We did have some contact in the final circuit, though, between Giafoni and Elliott Cox. Garcia with the victory, though. The margin 3.3 seconds for Max Garcia. Papasavas, a great drive again. So Garcia 3 straight wins. Papasavas 3 straight podiums. Corey 3 straight top 5s. Brienza 3 straight top 10s. Guys getting it done up front. So that's your podium. Pabst, Jay Howard exclusive. Garcia, Papasavas, and Brienza. And here comes the number 24, Max Garcia. I'm sure you can get used to this. Another victory, another interview, another first place trophy for the driver out of Florida. Garcia able to get the job done. Took full advantage, as I said. Sam Corey made the big move on the opening lap to the inside of turn number 10, trying to make that bid for the lead. Brienza, only thing he could do was check up and do the over-under, and he did that, but even a better over-under coming from Garcia, as he was able to kind of go side by side with Brienza on the other side, and of course had the inside line for 12. Brienza did the best he could, came home with a 3rd place finish after Papasavas got him in 1. But nonetheless, what a great battle that one was. Garcia with the win. Papasavas, Brienza, Corey and Taylor top 5. Schwartz 6th, Giafoni 7th, Hauk, Armstrong, and Etter your top 10. And again, let's say this, results are provisional. Contact, of course, in turn number 3. Race control, having to look at that one, no doubt about that. But there's Max Garcia once again back into victory lane. 3 straight races. And he'll start on the pole for race number 2 and 3 here tomorrow. So this kid's off to a fire start here in USF 2000. Crew's going to come over. There's Augie Pabst. He knew from working with him last year that to get him in the car, he was going to be super strong in 2024. Last year was about learning. He definitely gets the job done. Everybody else working their way down there, folks. I'm going to head down to Victory Lane right now. I'll handle the podium myself. We're still quite a ways away from the start of our USF Pro 2000 race. I believe we don't fire the engines here until for probably another 30 minutes. So we got lots of time. We're going to cut quickly to a couple of commercials. When we get back, folks, we'll be in Victory Lane with the top three drivers: Max Garcia, Evagoras Papasavas, and Joey Brienza.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
It's a fresh start. It's a career's on the line. It's a great chapter. I think everybody's goal is to win my life.
All this year is playing together and making a good championship season out of
It's
it.
the reason to keep me alive and the reason to keep me pushing.
I mean, a lot since I can keep going up the ladder.
All those champions and wanting to become part of that list.
The drivers are racing aggressive with me, I'll race aggressive with them.
The scholarship is incredibly important. It's obviously the goal for every driver.
I'm going to rewrite what happened last year in terms of that rivalry with him getting the best of me.
When you win a race, it's the best feeling ever. The field is stacked.
Hopefully this year we can have good luck.
Having the scholarship money to move up next year is really all I'm aiming for.
Victory Lane as we get set to go for the first race of three, of course, for USF 2000, part of the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana. We've got the good folks from Elite Racing Engines going to help us out to passing out some awards today. Steve Knapp and Logan Knapp are going to give us a hand here. What a run we had. Some great racing throughout the field. We'll start with the driver finishing in third spot today for Exclusive Autosport. A round of applause for Joey Brienza. Over to P3. Of course, building all the engines for the USF Pro Championships. A ton of motors here, 67 strong running here this weekend. Finishing in second spot, 3 straight podiums for this driver, Evagoras Papasavas, finishing P2. Howard Driver Development. We have got ourselves a group of drivers that are stepping up here in this program, ready to fight it out. They've got work to do, though, because obviously you want to do the best you can. Steve Knapp, of course, coming in with the trophy. Thanks, Steve. But the guy out front right now just keeps making it happen, folks. Able to get a little bit of an advantage in the opening circuit. Goes to P1 and runs away with it. 3 straight victories to start the season. Max Garcia from Pabst Racing, our winner today. Max, here with me. Max, stay over here with me real quick. I'm doing the interviews from over here. It's a little bit easier. Hey, 3 in a row. You know, I know the emotion was there for that first one, but, man, you're on a roll now. Tell me what that means to you, all the confidence and momentum you have with the team.
There's so much momentum right now for us, and, I mean, this car is amazing. I mean, it was honestly, you know, I had to try to mess it up, and thankfully I didn't because this car is way too good to not win.
Can you make it any better tomorrow? Like, is there something you want to do to the car, or is it pretty spot on right now?
No, we always make the car better.
Who do you want to thank?
Everyone from Pabst, Advanced Auto Parts, OMP and Bell, and, yeah, all porters and everyone here.
Hop on top of the podium. Once again, that guy, third time in a row, Logan Knapp will bring the P1 trophy in, and again, a collection getting started for Max Garcia as he ran last year with the team. Didn't run St. Pete, but he has got this season off to the start. 3 straight victories for Max Garcia here. A great run for Evagores Papasavas. Great podiums, and Joey Brienz, as we said, his first podium of the year, but 3 straight top 10s. He's going to go into the top 5 in points here as well. So 3 teams as well. I like to see that. Pabst Racing, J. Howard Driver Development, and Exclusive Autosport on the podium here today. And we'll see what happens when our drivers come out in USF Pro 2000 here in about 25 minutes time. Talented drivers here in USF 2000. I think we're set to go with what we got. We're going to get the car out of the way. That way we don't cover it with champagne. 2 more races coming tomorrow, of course, for all 3 of the categories. USF Juniors will qualify again tomorrow morning for race 2 and 3. But our drivers here in USF 2000 will be back at it for 2 more races as well. Max Garcia going to be on the pole, I believe, for both of those races. All right, boys, champagne's in the bottom. You can grab it, grip it, and rip it. Let's get to work. Let's have some fun. The champagne celebration here for round number 1 here at NOLA for USF 2000. Max Garcia with the win. Evagores Papasavas in second, and Joey Brienza wrapping up the podium in third. Folks, don't go anywhere on the broadcast. As I said, we are back. Our USF Pro 2000 race about 20 minutes away. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be back with the last race of the day.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
The 2024 season of the USF Pro Championship presented by Continental Tire got off to an amazing start at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg in early March. We had a chance throughout the entire weekend to go to the paddock and sit down with some of the top drivers in the program here in 2024. Time to revisit and have a look at The Climb, our mini documentary.
A lot since I can keep running with the ladder.
Seeing all those champions and wanting to become part of that
The
list.
drivers are racing aggressive with me, I'll race aggressive with them.
The scholarship is incredibly important. It's obviously the goal for every driver.
I'm going to rewrite what happened last year in terms of that rivalry with him getting the best of me. When you win a race, it's the best feeling ever.
Field is stacked.
Hopefully this year we can have good luck.
Having the scholarship money to move up next year is really all I'm aiming for.
Bro, like I'm in sunny Florida. It's the start of the season. How could I not be more pumped up? Like I'm just beyond grateful to be.
It's awesome, yeah. It's like Junior Leagues Monaco. It's really cool. Very lucky to have the opportunity to race on a street course.
Like 80 degrees is sick. It was like 60 degrees. It felt like summer at school. So like 80 degrees is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's why St. Pete is the most hyped up race of the year. I mean, beginning of the year, see everyone and go and try to win it.
That first time you're back for a race in year, it's always kind of strange because you never know where you're gonna be at. So it's kind of stressful in a way because you want to see where you are compared to the others. You want to do your best at the same time.
Last year I had such a rough round 1, and I don't want to say it bogged me down for the rest of the year, but I felt like I was always trying to claw back, you know. And if you have a bad round 1, like, you know, it just doesn't help you. So you can't win the race in the first round, the championship, I mean, but you can definitely, you know, hurt your chances.
It's also important to feel out the competition. You know, you get your first chance at racing our 22 car field. So getting comfortable with them and kind of showing them who's going to run the show is important. It's not so much about like, yeah, I'm going to go win the race and that's what's going to make my championship. It's about meeting the limit. That's what you have to do in this level. You just have to meet it as soon as that green flag flies and the moment practice starts. You just meet it and you stay there. And I know I'm good enough that that's full, and that's as fast as anyone else can go. So
Early morning session.
Qualifying here means so much, and it takes a lot of your pressure off too, because right, street circuits, blind corners, if you're starting third, if you're starting fourth, fifth, second, first, you have really no worries about, am I gonna turn the wheel and like have a huge crash just blocking in front of me. When you're starting 11th, 12th, a little more back in the field, that's when it becomes a little more uneasy. So, you got to be on it at all times, but it does take a little bit of the edge off, knowing that you qualified well, knowing that you're quick, knowing that you can, make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, top 10 is very tight, like 1-2 tenths could get you up from P8 to P3, and it's amazing how good the drivers are and the level in the 2000. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. When you can nail a good lap, it just pops you right up there. It's very gratifying, in a way. But I mean, it's a long day. We still have a race to go. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm satisfied with the result, but we still have 20 laps to go.
Pretty good consistency. All off season, we haven't fallen off much at all over a long run. Been working on our race car a lot, so I think we have a good chance. It'll be really good, and just start off our season strong and hopefully build some momentum.
Where'd you finish?
Fifth. Yep.
Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. As long as it's top five, anything happened from there. We saw that all last year.
Finished off 12th, so not where we want to be, but at the end of the day, it's St. Pete. Anything can happen, right? And only 2 points are given out for pole, so 30 for a win. Right, so much more in the race. Just got to go back, look at data. Obviously, 12th isn't where we want to be, so.
We ended up 6th, only half a tenth to second though, so everything is super, super tight. Yeah, it's going to be a long year.
It was a lot of fun.
The driver can always do better, but I think we just need to go look at some data and video tonight, figure out where we're losing. Looks like turn 3 has a really fast car, so we're going to have to try to make up that 3 to half a second tenths, so we'll see.
We have a fantastic group of drivers set to go here in USF 2000, presented by Continental Tire. It is time for the first wheel-to-wheel race of the 2024 season.
For me, really, I'm just going into it with a mindset of I have to finish. I have to be consistent. I don't have to win the first race of this season. It's better to finish second and not crash, going for that last lap move for the win in the first race of the season and still get second place points than it is to go for it and take both of you out, and then it doesn't give you any momentum for the rest of the season.
I know, but think of this season as like, Scott Dixon doesn't win every goddamn race. He's consistently there. He's always in the top 10, and just he figures it out.
Yeah, I really want to win here. I love this track, love this area, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, the more experienced guys for sure will be on the mix. Elliot Cox and Max Garcia, Sam Corey, Papa Savas. They're all in the second years. I mean, some guys from Exclusive. I know Joey Brienza did some races last year as well. He's probably going to be a strong fit. And I mean, in this series, we never know, right? I think there's a lot of contenders and a lot of people that can come strong. What I'll try to do is knock down the edge that they might have because they are on their second year.
Ready to start the season of what is gorgeous weather here right now. 80 degrees trackside. We are about 5 minutes away from the command to fire here. 20 drivers set to go. Driver, start your engine! Green, green, green! And it's the race down into turn number 1. They try to go 2-3 wide. You got to be clean and green coming through. A couple of drivers having contact further back. Giafoni's gone to the lead. A hectic start to the race as they'll work their way down now into turn number 4. Everybody's starting to give each other room here because you can't go through 5, 6, and 7. One driver's looped it around, lost the rear coming through turn number 4. The yellow flag is already out. An inauspicious beginning. Two drivers together. Snake their way down the green flag, coming back out from Aaron Likens. They'll work their way down into turn number 1. And how does it all play out? He's going to roll to the inside. Papasavas right there. Big run to the outside as well for Max Garcia. And that might have been the leader. I think Giafoni may have overshot turn number 4. How about P1 back to P19 in the matter of 1 corner? Now Evagars Papasavas is the leader for Jay Howard Driver Development. Across start finish, scored his first win last year at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Second, there's a really big battle for first and second. It's not the worst place to be, as we got a battle up front right now between Papasavas and Garcia. Garcia going at it here with Papasavas. These are two drivers that we certainly expected to be in the championship fight, and Corey having to go at it again with Elliot Cox. Cox trying to do the over-under right now. Let's see if Corey can get by. They're side by side. No. Corey thinks better of it. Tucks back in. He's got Michael Costello on the gearbox now as well.
Side by side through turn 4. That's always tight.
They might have had contact. I think there might have been contact. We'll see whether or not Papasavas has any kind of damage. Garcia's now into the lead. He made a move to the inside, get kind of that long run on the outside of turn 4 to get over to the apex. Onto the front straightaway, and count him a winner in USF 2000 competition. Max Garcia will win.
Man, it was really tough out there. I had a really good start, even better than I expected. The gap just kind of opened. I put my car in there and got myself up into second. And then just, really worked at getting a good restart. Got myself into the lead, held the lead for a little bit, built a little bit of a gap, started to lose some grip overall, and it made it really, really hard for me to maintain the position. But second place is good, and just looking to keep going with the same momentum.
Bro, I think it's a rookie takeover year. I think it's gonna be like me, Nikita, Lockie, all the young guns. We're the people that are coming in. We have something to prove. We have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder. I think it's gonna be one of us that takes it all.
Nikita's not a rookie either. They're all just drivers in helmets. I'm not really worried about who they are. I just know that I'm gonna be able to beat them this year.
Lining up at a 14. And now time to go racing. Side by side. It's time to do it for USF Pro 2000. Watch to the upper left of the screen. There it is. Green, green, green. And we are going racing. And Christian Brooks popping out from the inside or outside of row number 2. He'll go wide into there as they work their way in here now. Do they come through cleanly? A couple of drivers trying to the bottom. Thus far, clean. Contact between two drivers. Opening lap coming out of turn number 9. Simon Sykes and David Morales.
Turned the wheel and just went straight. Sorry to David. Ended up going over the top of me.
And again, we are now underway once again. Back at it here. Green flag flying in. A good jump for Lockie Hughes. Nicely done for the Australian rookie. Everybody digging in. And the driver's gone around. That's the 77 around. Scoto, the BN machine spinning. He's going to be right in the middle of the racetrack. Field has rolled through. Yellow flag is out. Scoto doesn't go anywhere. Lockie Hughes will take the victory as yellow flags fly. Hughes with the win. Brooks in second. Skeets in third. We get set to go for the final time for USF 2000. And the green flag flying. Green, green, green for race number 2 as they race down into turn number 1. 4, 5 wide coming into 1. What happened to Joey Brienza? He went down to 13th in the opening lap. Brienza started 7th, but he lost 6 spots in the opening lap. Caution out as a driver has got into the, we believe, concrete, the barriers on the outside of turn number 8. We are actually going to go red. Let me just bring up the speed. We're going to go red right now. That's going to allow these cars to come back to the first.
I know. How are you?
I'm good. You ready to go? I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Put that down, close your eyes, and visualize what you want to do. And go make it happen.
They all get super excited, so they're all going to go into it. I wouldn't be surprised if they all lock up and go straight, and then I would.
Yeah, just be smart like you did. It's been another good race so far, so.
We're finishing points, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I got an eye. podium speed's ready, so. Oh, I've got it ready too. Use your head though, you know those guys are like out there, but yeah, you definitely got the fastest car. Yep.
They're getting ready to go back to racing. Max Garcia trying to see if he can't go 2 in a row here. Max Garcia under the yellow, gonna go back-to-back Jackson USF 2000, count him the point leader heading to NOLA Motorsports Parks for the next round of the program. Nikita Johnson, the rookie driver, rookie last year, did get a couple of races in at the end of the season last year, no longer a rookie here. VRD Racing, a winner last year in USF 2000, just 15 years of age, the local driver, Nikita Johnson, the 17, starting on the outside of row number 2. Lining things up right now, looking good to get things underway. Tail the field into position, green, green, green! We have a yellow. That is a wreck, I believe, in turn number 10. We have a driver, Ethan Ho, into the wall in turn number 10. Number of drivers having to take evasive maneuvers coming through. Green flag already flying right now here for Lockheed Hughes. Moved lap number 19 down. We'll have 6 more to go. Can he defend now? No, look at this. Nikita Johnson's right there. Johnson, the best place he's been so far. He'll go back to the outside of the racetrack. Trying the over-under coming through turn number 1. They'll be side by side. Can he get through? I think he may have got the job done. Nikita Johnson to P1. Book it. He takes over the lead. The local driver has gone to the lead. What a race. The winner at St. Petersburg. USF Pro 2000 race number 2. Nikita Johnson.
You went perfect the last 3 laps in a row. A 9, an 8, a 7.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to lay it into the fun.
You gapped him by 2 seconds at the end.
It feels great to win at home. You know, I have all my friends here and everything. And the only thing that I can't imagine was all the press after this. So it's going to be a lot of talking, but I'm up for it. And I just want to thank all my friends and my whole family for being here.
Next is NOLA. NOLA, high speed, very fast, very bumpy, a little bit blind, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires. You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to NOLA Motorsports Park. It is time to go for the first round of USF Pro 2000. Again, shout out to those of you tuning in here on the USF Pro Championships app or on the USFPro2000.com live stream. My name is Rob Howden. Great to be here. Excited to cap off a day in what is now overcast skies. Still 79 degrees, they're saying here, ambient temperature, but that sun, blue skies we had is kind of gone right now. Overcast skies here for the afternoon, the final race of the day as we get set to roll off with USF Pro 2000. I'm excited to see this one go. We had some great racing, green to checker in USF Juniors, green to checker in USF 2000. Let's see if the pros can take a little bit of a theme from the drivers a little further down the USF Pro 2000 ladder. Let's have a look now at the field of 20. Who gets set to go here. Row number 10 will have Logan Adams starting at the tail of the field in the Comet NCMP racing machine. Adams, the rookie, in the number 21. Again, remember, 1.1 seconds separating the entire field in qualifying. That's how close it is in this category. These drivers are just tremendous. Adams in the 21 starting on the outside of row number 10, alongside Frankie Mossman in the number 6 for Jay Howard driver development. Remember, Mossman comes in currently 5th place in points. He will start well back there in 19th. Row number 9 will have Tyke Durst on the outside in the number 33. Durst out of Charlotte, North Carolina for Turn 3 Motorsports, the rookie, starting 18th alongside Adam Fitzgerald, driver out of Galway, Ireland, in the number 2 for Turn 3 Motorsports. Fitzgerald in the 17th position on the grid. Row 8 has George Garciarce out of Mexico for D-Force Racing in the number 10. And on the inside, David Morales in the number 28 of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Morales for TJ Speed Motorsports. Up to row number 7, Braden Eves for Exclusive Autosport, former USF 2000 champion, former USF Pro 2000 race winner. They're battling hard here to try to find the speed they want in that number 92. He'll start 14th and will be looking to race his way forward. He'll start alongside the current point leader, Lockie Hughes, with the victory, as we know, at St. Petersburg. He comes in with the point lead by 8 markers over Nikita Johnson, but deep in the field with the Turn 3 Motorsports driver starting alongside Braden Eves on row number 7. Row number 6 on the outside, Hughes' young teammate Danny Deshelski in the number 3 machine for Turn 3 Motorsports. Deshelski just 15 years of age out of Belmont, North Carolina. He'll start, as I said, outside of row number 6 alongside the number 77 from Mexico City, Mexico, Ricardo Escoto for BN Racing. He'll be in the 11th position. Into the top 10 right now, Liam Skeets in the number 26, currently 4th place in points after a strong debut at St. Petersburg. The Kiwi for TJ Speed Motorsports starting 10th alongside Christian Brooks, who rolls in here in that number 19 machine as the 3rd place driver in points after a strong run at St. Petersburg. Brooks and Skeets both on the podium on one occasion at St. Pete. They'll be on row number 5 to start race number 1. Row 4, Nikita Johnson on the outside, race winner from St. Petersburg in 8th. The race winner from St. Pete in 8th and 13th. So indeed, a field very competitive here this year. Johnson for VRD Racing in the 17th, starting in the 8th position alongside Brazilian Nicolas Monteiro for D-Force Racing in the number 9. Moving up to row number 3 on the outside from Bogota, Colombia for BN Racing in the number 74. That's Nicholas Baptiste. And on the inside from Milton, Ontario, Canada, Matt Clark, USF Juniors champion from 2 years ago. In the number 7 for D-Force Racing, Clark starting P5 inside of row number 3. Going down to row number 2 on the outside, USF 2000 champion from last year, running the USF Pro Championships Scholarship livery colors. The driver out of Georgia, the rookie Simon Sykes in the number 18, starting 4th. Inside of that row, it's been a great weekend so far for Ethan Ho from Turn 3 Motorsports. Los Angeles, California is home. The rookie in the number 68, starting 3rd inside of row number 2. 20 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row, off pole. It has been impressive this weekend for Hunter Yaney in the 27 out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. The TJ Speed Motorsport driver qualified 2nd for race 1. He was P1, pole for race number 2. Have not yet confirmed where he is for race 3, but the bottom line is Yaney will be pole. He's got pace. Yaney in the 27 for TJ Speed starting on the outside of the front row, but the driver who will lead into the line there, the number 20 out of Scottsdale, Arizona, now calling Indianapolis home. That is Jace Denmark for Pabst Racing starting on the pole at 131.048, and he will lead them off of pit lane. Denmark and Yaney on row 1, Ho and Sykes on all rookie row 2, Clark and Baptiste on all rookie row 3. Monteiro alongside Johnson row 4, Brooks and Skeets on row number 5, Skoto and Deshelski on row 6, Hughes and Eves row 7, Morales and Garcia-Arce, row 8. Fitzgerald and Durst, row 9. Mossman and Adams on row number 10. Again, hello to those of you tuning in here on the USF Pro Championship app or watching on USFPro2000.com. We'll shout out to a couple of people we know are watching at home. We've got some of our media players as well from US Open Wheel. Eddie Fuhrer is watching. I'll shout out to Steve Whittick as well from Trackside Online, your own Demendal from Feeder Series, and our own Elaine Sinclair. We know that she's tuned in to watch for sure the start of the USF Juniors program and our second weekend for USF 2000 USF Pro. Shout out to all of you guys. We know you're watching. We thank you so much for your support. Of course, the journalists for all the coverage that we get throughout the season. And again, follow them all on social media, folks. US Open Wheel, Trackside Online, and Feeder Series, all big supporters of what we do here in the USF Pro Championship. So again, field set with Denmark and Yaney on the front row. Lockie Hughes comes in as the point leader, 8 markers over Nikita Johnson, but they're not even in the top 5. Johnson 8th. You got to go all the way back to 13th for Lockie Hughes. So again, everybody digging. 2 great races to start off the day. USF Juniors, green to checker, a win for Sebastian Weldon. USF 2000, green to checker, a win. Another win, 3 in a row for Max Garcia. And indeed, I had mentioned in the broadcast, it's been since Christian Rasmussen that we've seen somebody do so well to start the season. And indeed, it's been back at that year, 2020, since we saw Christian Rasmussen literally win 3. I think he won 5 or so at the start of the season, but he won 3 in a row as well. So first time since Rasmussen we've seen a driver win all 3 races to start the season in USF 2000. So Max Garcia off to a smoking start. But indeed, a long season for sure. Don't count anything too early because you never know what could happen. You got to get all the way to Portland and all the way to the final race there just to walk away with the scholarship. And for the scholarship drivers here in USF Pro 2000, that scholarship worth $681,000 to make the move up to Indy next in 2025. As we said, the track record of our champions in this category, unbelievably good, with Rinus VK, Kyle Kirkwood, Stingray Robb, and Christian Rasmussen all making it to the NTT IndyCar Series. And again, waiting in the wings, Louis Foster and Miles Rowe. Field set, 18 laps, 45-minute window. Here they come, USF Pro 2000. This is, again, the Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana. And for the 3rd time today here at NOLA Motorsports Park, lining up on the front straightaway. And we are waiting for the call. Looking at the start line, everybody looks good. Green, green, green. And a good start for Denmark. Yaney tucks right in behind him. They're going to low line it down into turn number 1. Big wide arc there for Yaney. Can he get a better run into the braking zone? No, he'll tuck back into the gearbox. Good call there. Oh, a bit of contact there. Simon Sykes had to check up a little bit, battling it out there with the turn 3 car of Ethan Ho. I had to figure out exactly who that was at that point. So, indeed, that's the battle you're seeing there. So, underway. Solid run through turn number 1. Can they get through? Look at this challenge here to the inside. Book it. Lead right there for Hunter Yaney. He throws it to the inside of turn number 3. Yaney's going to take the lead. Denmark probably could have pitched it down, but wisely tucked back in behind. Hunter Yaney for TJ Speed out to the lead. Denmark 2nd. Behind him, his Pabst Racing teammate Simon Sykes runs 3rd. 4th is Ethan Ho. So getting through the opening corners cleanly. Everybody else settling in. Let's see how this battle shapes up. First time through the flat-out turn number 9, back to 10. Top 2 drivers look like they're pulling away. Here comes Ethan Ho. He's going to go to the outside on Sykes. I think he's deep enough into the braking. Remember, there's a bump mid-corner. That's a problem right there. You got to really get alongside somebody there because they're able to make that dive coming across the line. Indeed, everybody's settling in early on, though. But right back there as well, you've got drivers like Baptiste trying to fight for a spot. You see how they have to really straight line the car across the rumble strips on the outside. There's not huge rumble strips, but there is a bit of control there, and you've got to keep on the car. Opening lap in the books. Yaney leader, Denmark 2nd, Sykes in 3rd, 4th is Ho, 5th is Baptiste for BN Racing, 6th Johnson, 7th Skeets, 8th Matt Clark, 9th Brooks, and 10th is Dashelski. 11th on the opening lap. Hughes gets a couple of spots. Scotto drops down to 12th. Montiero 13th. Morales 14th rather. Eves 15th. Mossman, Durst, Adams, Fitzgerald, and Garcia-Arce. Oh, contact there too coming through turn number 5. I want to say that was Johnson on Baptiste. Leaders looking to stretch away, though. You know that. They're going to try to take full advantage of it here. Yeah, the guys are digging in now. Behind Johnson is Liam Skeets up into 7th. We talk about Skeets coming in 4th place in points. Podium in race 1, 6th in race 2 for Skeets, coming off that runner-up finish in the Formula Regional Oceania Championship this year. Oh, look at this again. Ethan Ho trying to throw everything at Simon Sykes. Paps versus turn 3. Ho's been very strong throughout this weekend. Good pace. Baptiste just settling into P5. Again, an 18-lapper for the drivers here in USF Pro 2000. Cap off 3 races on the day. 6 for you tomorrow. USF Juniors will qualify in the morning. And then we'll have USF 2000 race 2, USF Pro 2000 race 2, a little bit of a break. Juniors will do race 2. Back with USF 2000 Pro, and we'll cap the day off. 3:45 start for USF Juniors, I believe, at the end of the day. Final race of the day for juniors. Hunter Yaney, really aggressive at the start. I think, he had the issue, got in the incident with Ethan Ho, and definitely made a bad move there in turn number 10 at St. Petersburg. Got into the back of Ho, big wreck there. It also collected, I believe, Sean Rashid in the middle of that one too. It was a rough wreck that really had a lot of collateral damage. But he rolls out here, and the speed he was able to get in the qualifying session for race 1 really, I think, obviously played for Hunter. He knows he's got a great car. You get that confidence and momentum. He comes back and does it again for qualifying, goes on pole for race 2. So he starts the race 1 thinking, man, I'm going to be on pole tomorrow. I got the pace, and he just literally attacked on Denmark in turn number 5. A great pass to get the job done. Here's some fight later on. That's for P5. I think that may be Johnson. Yeah, Nikita Johnson's got to the inside there. Johnson goes by. It's Nikita Johnson to the inside of Nicholas Baptiste. So move Johnson up to P5. He's looking at trying to take the point lead away. Johnson is here. Oh, driver spun. Ethan Ho. He tapped the wall. Ethan Ho just, I believe, tapped the wall. Left rear damage. Oh, Ethan Ho. Like just tapped the wall. He knows it. He is pounding his steering wheel and his legs. At this level of competition, as you know, you're pushing super hard. This will be our first yellow flag of the day. As Ethan was just trying to roll the outside of that corner. We talk about the fact you're having to straight line the car coming across those rumble strips. You're pointing it right at the wall. When you get there, you start to feed the wheel into it. And this happened to Hudson Schwartz in practice. He got through there as well. You're just trying to use up all the racetrack there. If you're not quite precise on the entry, and the car maybe gets away on you a bit. Look at that. There's not even much damage there. He literally just tapped the tire. And that's all it takes. Breaks the the toe link or some of the suspension in the left rear, and around you go. Oh, heartbreak for Ethan Ho. But listen, he's going to have 2 more races tomorrow, and there's great speed in that Turn 3 Motorsports machine. I'm sure he's on the radio with his coach right now, probably telling him, hey, listen, it is what it is. Stay focused. We'll come back and get him tomorrow. Just a little mistake. It doesn't take much. Our first yellow flag of the day, just for a minor miscue, coming out of turn number 13, tapping the wall. And, of course, Ho at that point was really a passenger. Field will slow up. Get an opportunity for the AMR IndyCar safety team to get out there. Our USF Pro safety crew. On races like this where we're not with IndyCar, we bring in 3 members of the AMR IndyCar safety crew to come be part of our and the track safety team here. And that's one of the key components that we brought into the program when we started USF Juniors. And that was to make sure that not only we had an increased amount of safety for our drivers, but when we do have a yellow flag, the AMR crew, they know how to handle any kind of cleanup. That's one of the beauties of it. They're able to get on it quickly and understand how to clean up our particular cars. It's when you're at a track like this or any track around where you have the track safety crew, they're trained to do whatever they can with as many cars as they have. These guys and girls of the AMR safety crew know Formula car racing. So when they arrive on the scene, it's so quick for them to be able to assess the situation, get the driver out of the car, and then get it. It's either going to get flat-towed, can we pull it back on the track, or they know how to lift it up as well. We've got to put it on the hook, which we're going to have to do with this car here. They'll get the tow truck in here. They'll get the tow bar across behind in the roll hoop, and they'll have this car cleaned up quickly. But that's one of the huge things to have the AMR crews here. You can see them out of the car, out of the truck, and they'll get taken care of Ethan. Man, he's going to be dejected, I guarantee it. The rest of the car looks good. Just tapped the left rear. But he knew he had a good one going. He was putting the pressure on Simon Sykes there and tried a couple of times. You know he was pushing hard. So let's re-rack it here right now with Ethan Ho down in the 20th spot. Hunter Yaney P1, Jace Denmark in second, Simon Sykes in third, Nikita Johnson fourth, Nicholas Baptiste P5, so he'll move up to fifth, Johnson up to fourth. Matt Clark runs in sixth, Liam Skeets in seventh, Danny Jashelski in eighth. Lockie Hughes now up to ninth. Remember, he started back in 13th, so it's +4 for Lockie Hughes. Christian Brooks now into the 10th spot. Brooks started 9th, runs 10th. Escoto 11th, David Morales 12th, Frankie Mossman 13th, Nicholas Montiero in 14th spot, Adam Fitzgerald in 15th. 16th is Tyke Durst. 17th is George Garcia. 18th, Logan Adams. 19th, Braden Eves. I think we have a replay we can look at, but we're only going to see the spin. I don't think we have really the shot of the impact, but we'll see if the TV crew can set this up for us. So let's have a look here. Coming out of the corner. Yeah, you can see him there. Watch to see if the car steps out. Yeah, you can just see the contact. Let's go back and do that again if we can, guys. Back in the truck. Let's have a look. You can't quite see it. Yeah, I got to think he just tapped the wall, but likely was coming out a little too. Just didn't quite have the right turn in. With no other damage, man. Did he hit the wall, or did something snap in the rear suspension? Because it's not like they're all the way out at the wall at that point. I don't know. I'll get an update on that when I get back to the paddock for you. Man, that's tough. That's super tough for Ethan. So just a little update as well. I know those of you who have watched the USF 2000 race, I got some intel there for Thomas Schrag when I was down at the Victory Lane celebrations. He had hit a curb and been a push rod, and that it was a tough one for Thomas, man, because he's quick. We know he was running their top 5. I expect Thomas to fight it back for both races tomorrow. The exclusive Autosport cars are strong this weekend, so watch for Thomas Schrag to come back. And the same, I'm going to say the same is going to be said for Ethan as well. He'll be able to come right back. I will get a chance to talk to them later on today to find out whether or not there was contact with the wall or maybe just had a suspension failure. Nonetheless, the AMR crew getting that cleaned up nicely. Look at the crew's actually literally over in turn number 5 now. We may have the possibility of being able to go green this next time by. We'll see. They'll be 6 laps down when they come back around. Yeah, I got a feeling we'll be able to go green this time by. The crew's already heading back. The truck's going to do a full crank when he gets around there, I'd assume. Come backwards down pit lane. Here's the field coming through turn number 6 now, over to 7. Yep, the crew cranking it around. Yep, so they'll go back down pit lane and into the paddock. We're going to be able to go clean and green, I believe, this next time by. So awesome job for the AMR USF Pro Championships safety team. Again, trying to have a look at the car as he goes by me here right now. I'm getting a chance to actually look at that machine, like whether or not there is some damage to the wheel, and I think there potentially is on Ethan Ho's car. So he may have just barely tapped it. Listen, it's not going to take much at that speed, full throttle. You're rolling out like that. You hit it the wrong way, and it snaps one of the rod ends or whatever it may be, and off it comes. So very light damage. They'll be able to get that thing fixed for tomorrow very easily. Nonetheless, Ethan will be disappointed, knowing he had top 5 speed and potentially even top podium speed, because he was challenging Simon Sykes and twice tried to go around the outside of Simon in turn 10. But there you have it. Yaney, Denmark, Sykes, Johnson, Baptiste. Oh, yeah, Yaney going to get challenged big time here. Our first restart of the weekend. We don't even know what restarts look like here, because clean and green to checker in both juniors and 2000. Yaney up on the throttle. Big run around the outside for Sykes as well. He tries to use it all. Let's see how it plays out. Yeah, Johnson's going to come to the inside of Simon Sykes. He opened the door. Sykes kind of went wide. trying to run more of the racing line where Johnson came down the bottom. Sykes will get a better run down the corner, I think. We'll see whether or not he holds it off. Yeah, he's going to try to dive to the inside. They're going to be side by side, flat out through turn number 2. He's going to hold Nikita on the outside there. Nikita's going to try to run the rim. Get out in the cushion on the outside of turn number 3. He's down to the inside. This is where we saw contact between Giaffoni and Cox. See, look at this. Johnson's holding the outside right now. And he's going to have the inside for turn number 4. Take note of that. If you run the outside there, you can hold it. Excellent job. Nikita Johnson goes to P3, but Sykes the over-under coming out of 5. He may have overcooked it. Sykes goes down to the inside. Oh, Sykes on the outside of turn 7. Oh, Sykes takes it back. Oh, this is fantastic. Simon Sykes does not want to give it up. It's a little over to the left side of the racetrack, kicking up a bit of dust there. Sykes holding on, back down to the inside. I think maybe Johnson may have got a better run. This is tremendous for 2, but listen, this is huge for Denmark and Yaney. Yeah, look at them. They're gone. And Sykes is going to lose another spot. I think Baptiste able to get through. Elbows up for sure, but he's lost a couple positions. So Johnson now into 3rd, Baptiste 4th, Sykes 5th. And I want to see right behind him there is one of the D-Force cars. That is going to be Matt Clark. So Clark had to check up big time in 12, and that's going to have Deschelski there. Oh, man. Brooks side by side with, I think, Skeets. The pro drivers, elbows up in round number 1 to cap off the day. We only lost a couple of laps there. Shout out to the AMR USF Pro Championships crew. Thank you, thank you. Good job. We're rolling. So again, through turn number 3 over to 4. Now we'll settle back in a little bit. Simon Sykes will be like, man, what just happened? I just made a little mistake. Well, it's not even a mistake. He just chose a different area on the track to roll out onto the restart. Well, everybody else kind of pinching down inside a little bit. He kind of ran the racing line, but again, the turn, I guess you can get on the throttle a little quicker. Again, it's the first restart we've seen here. We didn't do anything like that at spring training, so indeed, he's going to go to the inside because he's going to get challenged here again by Matt Clark. Clark's going to go around the outside, book it. Clark has gone to P5. Now, whether or not Nikita Johnson has what it takes to close up on Yaney and Denmark, that's what we're going to be watching for. Look at this fight further back. Simon Sykes has got his elbows up because right in there is Escoto. He's trying to find a way by Danny Nizelski. Right behind them as well as Lockie Hughes. Remember, he's the point leader coming in. He's scrambling for points. He sees Nikita up the road. Yeah, we got ourselves a fight here. Johnson's coming. Yeah, Nikita Johnson was 0.3 faster than Yaney in Denmark on that last lap, and he's only 1.4 back. There's Mossman on Lockie Hughes as well. Right behind them is Brooks. So that is 9th, 10th, and 11th that we're seeing there. Hughes, Mossman, and Brooks. Brooks right there, end of that run 3. Then a little farther behind them is Nicholas Montiero in the other D-Force car. Then David Morales in the TJ Speed number 28. Watching this fight again, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Hughes trying to roll up here on Rascotto, but last time by was a 10th off. As I said before, it's been kind of Ethan Ho as the quickest driver in the Turn 3 camp here this weekend. It was all about Lockie Hughes at St. Petersburg, and it was all about Lockie when we were here for spring training as well, to be honest. Yaney's starting to think defensive, and that's not going to work out well for Jace Denmark unless he gets by. Denmark's going to find himself with a handful of Nikita Johnson here pretty soon. And Mossman's starting to get a little bit aggressive. He's been getting held up here. I think he knows if he gets by Hughes, he's going to potentially be able to reel in a Scotto, but right now Mossman getting checked up. Frankie started 19th. He is up into 10th. What a run here for Frankie Mossman. And again, you got to give it up for Mossman a little bit here too, simply because he comes in here 5th in points. Pair of top 10s, 4th in race 2 at St. Pete. So he can keep himself in the top 5 in points if he gets a good run here. He's saving himself, having started all the way back in 19th. 10th is good, 8th would be better. We're watching the drivers come back through turn number 5 once again. And that's right there is Baptiste, Clark, and Sykes. Matt Clark, currently P5 in the D-Force Racing Machine. Clark in that number 7, 7th in points right now. Did not have the pace they wanted at St. Pete, but he was able to bring a couple of top 10s. I think that's key right now for Clark, 6th and 9th. So even though they weren't right in the middle of a scrap, he salvaged a couple of good top 10s. Brought the car home clean. Top 3 drivers stretching away, and you've got to include Nikita Johnson now in the fight. I thought it was going to potentially be just Hunter Yaney in Denmark, but this has allowed Nikita to close right up. And indeed, check this out. TJ Speed, Pabst, VRD, BN, and D-Force Racing. 5 different teams in the top 5. You do not see this in Europe. This is what we have here, the equality of our teams. And what happened there, Nikita Johnson, he took a different run coming out of turn number 13. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Field's coming out. Yellow. Yellow flag. Yellow flag. Yeah, we got the yellow here. Driver's going to whoa it up. Pace car onto the racetrack as the AMR IndyCar safety crew rolled on track. I don't know why at this point yet. So we have a driver who is stalled on the racetrack, and that is one of the turn 3 cars. Unsure who that is at this point here. Hard to pick that up. That's the 44. Oh, that is rough for Lockie Hughes, your point leader, coming to a stop on the track. I don't think he's actually, is he on the track or is he just on? Did he pull off into one of the other configuration roads? Nonetheless, that is your point leader. And listen, I've said this before, everybody gets fired up about winning and being strong at St. Petersburg. You never know what happens or can happen. We talk about Max Garcia. He's got to stay on the throttle. He's got 3 straight victories, but you never know what can happen. The 44 of Lockie Hughes had worked his way back up into the top 10, and now dead stick on the racetrack. He is going to fall all the way down into the, I think, probably 18th spot. Other drivers fallen down as well. Not sure what happened. Liam Skeets was out a couple laps ago. I missed that. Something happened with Liam in the number 26 TJ Speed machine. He was really running good up front. 4th place in points coming in. So a tough one for Liam, and then a tough one for Lockie as well. So 1st and 4th have all had issues on the racetrack here. Both those drivers. Christian Brooks is down a bit too, but he's going to benefit a little bit here. He's going to move up to probably, I think, 10th, although he came in 3rd in points. Nikita Johnson definitely in the hot seat to potentially take over the point lead. Hunter Yaney was 9th coming in. Chase Denmark coming into the race. He had a couple incidents as well, as we know. 9th in the opening race, 20th rather in the opening race, an issue there, but came back to 7th in race number 2. So this would be huge to get Denmark back to where he needs to be, somewhere inside the top 10. So a couple of yellows here, one for an incident on the front straight with Ethan Ho, and one here, a mechanical for the 44. The 44 of Lockie Hughes. So they're going to flat toe this one. I talked about the fact that when they roll out there, the AMR crew knows exactly what to do. They've had a quick chat with Lockie. There's no damage to suspension. He's going to try to get it into neutral, and they're going to try to roll him, likely I would expect, back to pit lane. I don't know if they'll bring him all the way back to pit lane or if they'll just take him into a safe part of the track. Tow rope for the 44. They may just take him somewhere safer off the racetrack and not all the way back to pit lane. So that would be it for Lockie Hughes. He's going to fall down the order. So some interesting stuff in here in terms of the championship battle, right? This is kind of shaking things up a little bit. Now, it's also, I think, if you are Nikita Johnson, you're loving this because it brought everybody back. Now, granted, it's brought back Nicholas Baptiste. It's brought back Matt Clark into the battle as well. We're actually going to bring them back down the front straightaway here. They're going to get him right back to the paddock. The Fiat only coming through turn number 5 right now, so they'll be fine to get Lockie, I believe, back to pit lane by the time they get here. Or are they going to pull him? No, I think, yeah, they're going to pull him right in. There you go. They're going to bring him in the back route here and just hold him. They're not going to come all the way back. They're just going to get him off the racetrack somewhere safe. So that'll be it for Lockie Hughes. He's going to fall down the order to 18th, as I said. So Hughes is out, Skeets and Ho all out of the race. So a couple of the turn 3 cars out, and tough because Ho, number 1, was battling for a podium, and Hughes was the point leader coming in. So a shake-up there for the turn 3 drivers. But they're not done yet still. They've got a couple drivers up there. Danny Dashelski still there as well in the 7th spot. 10th is Christian Brooks. So right now, here's your new look top 10. Yaney, Denmark, Johnson, Baptiste, Clark, Sykes, Dashelski, Escoto up to 8th, Mossman 9th, and Brooks in 10th. But again, this resets the battle up front. 11 laps down. There'll be 12 coming back around here. And this one, as I said, is an 18-lapper. 18 laps for 45 minutes. I don't think we're anywhere near that on the clock. Yeah, there's still 21 minutes remaining on the clock, so a long time to get 7 laps in. That could be 6. If we come back around, as I said, we're going to put lap number 12 in the books. So 6 more to go. Stack them and pack them and reset. Hunter Yaney going to have to hold it. He gets on the throttle there, and they're out and rolling. How do they look coming out here? Everybody trying to stay inside that line now. They're not going to do it twice. Away we go. Does Denmark have an opportunity to make that move here? Is he going to stick it down the bottom, or is he going to try to go around the outside? Let's have a look as they come in here. He's around the outside. Yaney's on the inside. Way around the outside for Denmark. Yeah, he's going to pedal it, and he may lose a spot here to Nikita Johnson. Tried to go around the outside. He's going to have to low line it down the bottom. But look who made a move. That is Matt Clark. He's got to P4. He gets by Baptiste. Clark to the inside as well. He'll go to the bottom. Oh, almost sideways for Denmark, and Johnson goes through to second. Denmark's still a low line down the bottom. A little brake smoke further back. Everybody locking it up. Way around the outside goes to Dashelski. Clark there in the position as well. Clark up to P4. I think he holds the spot. Dashelski, I think, the most aggressive, coming through 3, 4, and 5. Oh, some action here to kick things off in USF Pro 2000. 2 yellows, 1 for an incident, 1 for mechanical. A little drop of a wheel there. That'll shake you up when you're coming through the corner. Otherwise, flat out through turn 7. A flat out run in these beautiful USF Pro 2000 Tatis cars all the way through 8, 9, and down into the braking zone to turn number 10. Good lead for Hunter Yaney. Can he become the 3rd straight winner on the season? We started with Lockie Hughes. Nikita Johnson won race number 2. Can we have 3 straight winners here in USF Pro? Hunter Yaney looking to try to get a win for TJ Speed. 5 to go this time by, I think. Yeah, it'll be 5 laps to go when they come back around. Johnson, we know, has the speed, though. Coming down into turn number 1, we know the gap. Yaney's trying to push hard. Take advantage of that pole, and he's got a bit of a gap here. He's done a good job pulling away. Hunter Yaney. Couple of races 2 years ago. Oh, we got contact. More. It's 3 drivers together in turn number 3. We've got one of the D-Force cars, one of the turn 3 cars, and I want to say that might be Morales for TJ Speed as well. So it's the number 9 of Nicholas Montiero. You're going to have potentially Frankie Mossman. No, if Mossman was able to get through, that's one of the turn 3 cars. So indeed, yellow flag once again. This one is going to take a little more cleanup. There are 3 cars involved here. We know that cautions breed cautions, right? And that's what we got here. They're going to be circulating around. This is going to shake things up because Morales was 10th. Montiero was 12th. It might be Adam Fitzgerald involved in that one, actually. I'm trying to pick up the turn 3 car in that group. That might have been Fitzgerald. Mossman might have been able to get out of that. For some reason, was able to get out clean. And here they come out of the front, onto the front straightaway here. As I said, the pace car waiting for them down in turn number 1. Yeah, it looks to me like Fitzgerald tried to pull away. Wow. So USF Juniors and USF 2000, impressive green to checker, are veteran and more experienced pro drivers not following. They did not understand the assignment. There's Christian Brooks right ahead behind Simon Sykes. That's, I believe, 8th and 9th in the order now. In front of them, Ricardo Scotto in the BN Racing Machine, his teammate Nicholas Baptiste there. And then Deschelsky. There's the AMR IndyCar safety crew. They've arrived on the scene now. They're having a look at the damage here for Nicholas Monteiro. I don't know if we have a replay on that one that we can look at here. I don't know if we were on it at that point. Yeah, I just think that what we probably had there was someone being a little over aggressive. That wouldn't surprise me if that was indeed the case. Someone just trying to, make that move to the inside. You think about the fact that, restarts are one of the, easiest opportunities to pass, right? Everybody's kind of settling in. We saw that, guys made moves to the inside. Chase Denmark was trying to get by Yaney. That allowed, because he went to the outside, that allowed Nikita Johnson to get a better run on him. Once everybody kind of stacks up like that, you just see everybody seeing opportunities. And all it takes is one driver to overcook it, dive down the inside, and then there's contact. And, of course, at that point, a lot of collateral damage. Did get an update from the crew. I don't think we have a replay on this one, so no replay. We weren't actually on that one, so sorry, folks, not able to give you a look at that one. Nonetheless, so we're going to circulate around here. This is the interesting thing. There'll be lap 15 when we come back around. There's a lot here. I don't know whether or not we're going to bring them into potentially the pit lane to go red on this one to try to get some more laps. Yeah, indeed, we're going to go red. So, indeed, we want to try to finish this thing off. It'll be lap 15. We'll have a 3-lap dash if we have enough time. That's the other thing to think about as well. But we are going red right now, I'm told. Looks like we are going to potentially roll the EMT as well. So you wonder if someone potentially had got their hand caught in the wheel or something. So we're going to make sure our driver's okay here. The incident involved over in turn number 3. The other drivers are going to work their way back into pit lane. So red flag will fly. We'll put, I believe, lap 15 in the books when they come back around here. So we would have 3 laps remaining, but the time continues. Now, if we go back to green, we're probably only going to need, 8 minutes to kind of get to the end, to get all the final 3 laps in. Again, we're looking at, laps of fast lap was a 1:30, so the 3 race laps themselves are only going to be 4.5 minutes. But we'll need that lap out and come back around. So you probably think we're going to need, I'm going to say 7 minutes, 8 minutes to get the full field. We'll see how it plays out. But right now, let's have a look as they have come across. So it is now Yaney leading, Johnson second, Denmark third, Clark fourth, Deschelsky fifth, Baptiste sixth, Scotto seventh, Sykes in eighth, Brooks ninth, Mossman 10th, Garciarce 11th, Tyke Durston 12th, Logan Adams 13th, Braden Eves 14th, David Morales is out. So Morales, Monteiro, and Fitzgerald, the drivers involved in the incident, as I had said. So 6 drivers out. We know Lockie Hughes, Liam Skeets, and Ethan Ho already out as well. So there is your current leader, Hunter Yaney, in the number 27 for TJ Speed. And remember, he's going to start on the pole tomorrow as well. So if he's able to come away with a victory here, man, we are watching the time click away. The crew doing the best they can to get that, because we're going to have to flat though. I talked about the fact that these guys know what to do. When you got some major damage like that, you potentially have to. We only have so many pickup or so many tow trucks, so they're going to flat tow the car of Morales. It doesn't look like a huge amount of damage, but all it takes again is some suspension damage there. So they're going to pick him up. They're going to drop him on the flat tow. I would expect they're then going to roll over and pick up potentially the car of Fitzgerald. So making things exciting here at the end for sure. I was hoping we could go without a caution flag today. That would have been absolutely aces, but Didn't quite happen. Sun coming back out a little bit here trackside. Still 78 degrees at NOLA Motorsports Park. Well, we've got some time. Let's have a quick look at what we're going to see tomorrow. I mentioned it earlier, but let's kind of have a look through. 8 o'clock in the morning, we're on track from essentially 8 to 8:45 with the split USF Juniors qualifying again. We have 26 drivers in the field. We split them into 2 groups of 13 each, and they'll qualify. The fastest overall driver, that group starts on the inside, and essentially you're qualified for your row. If you're 4th or 5th, you're 5th in your group, you end up on the 5th row. Fastest group ends up on the inside. So that starts at 8 o'clock. Really, as soon as we're done qualifying, we are right into USF 2000 race number 2, 8:50 scheduled start time there. From there, right into USF Pro 2000 as well. So we'll do the podium, get right into racing for USF Pro 2000. We've got a little bit of a break after that. USF Juniors back on the track at 11:25 for their second race. Another break. And then back-to-back races once again. USF 2000, USF Pro 2000 will cap off their program here at NOLA with race 3. Another little break in the action, and then we'll cap things off with USF Juniors, their final race, to finish off the weekend here. Again, it's been a great one so far. We've had a ton of fun watching these drivers get at it. We know the level of competition here in USF Pro 2000 is absolutely high. And again, that's why this is going to shake things up. We talked about it earlier. You know, when people look at St. Petersburg, and we try to tell all those young drivers that winning at St. Pete isn't crucial. Just getting cleanly through that weekend, no crash damage, experience the track. You don't want to go out and wreck in every session. You want to get max laps, really optimize the opportunity to learn to run on that St. Petersburg street circuit because it's so crucial. We'll have a look here. I think we're going to get a better look at the car of Morales. If we can click to that camera, I'm seeing that here. Yeah, there it is. So you're going to have right front and left rear damage to the Morales machine. So you wonder whether or not he was coming down the inside potentially, or what happened there. Because he was kind of there. You saw him launch here to the side. So you wonder how that kind of contact unfolded. I'd love to see some in-car camera there. They're also got the car of Fitzgerald on the hook. So he's coming back. So we're getting close, I think, having this thing cleaned up. But nonetheless, Lockie Hughes comes in as the point leader. Now he's finishing all the way down in 18th position. He had an 8-point lead on Nikita Johnson. He's going to lose that lead. Johnson, as he runs on the racetrack right now, depending on what happens when he comes back, will likely take the point lead. Christian Brooks is in a good spot, too. He was only 17 back. He may be able to close up on Lockie Hughes. Liam Skeets in 4th place in points. He was 22 back. He actually finished behind Hughes, so he's going to lose a bit of ground there, but Skeets will very likely still stay within the top 10. Frankie Mossman fights his way from the tail of the field back up into 10th. He's 5th place in points. Braden Eves 6th, but he's having a rough day. Braden Eves currently 14th. Clark in 7th. He runs 4th. He's going to jump up a couple of spots. Deshelsky in 5th. He is 8th. He'll probably get a couple of spots. And Hunter Yaney, though, remember 30 points for a race win. That could put him to, if he wins, if he's able to hold off Nikita, we go back to green. That would put him up to 54 points. So he's going to find himself potentially in the top 5 as well. So yeah, right side damage, front and rear for Morales in the TJ Speed Motorsports car. They'll go to work getting that thing ready to see if we can't get him back on track tomorrow. Otherwise, folks, I think we're almost set to go here. The crew doing a great job. Good call by the race control team here to go red. We still have 9 minutes remaining. I think I said we needed about 8 minutes. We're at 9 right now. I just heard the 30-second call. So, yeah, we're going to roll out here on track and very likely get all. Now, it says 14 on live timing. I believe when they roll back out of the grid, we're going to put lap 15 in the book. So it should be a 3-lap dash to finish this one off. So hold on, because this is going to be wild. Now, again, this is the racer mindset, right? If you're Nikita Johnson, what are you thinking right now? The crew's told you that Lockie Hughes is out. He's back in 18th. Do you push and try to force Yaney into a mistake? Are you dive bombing? Like, you're making the move for the pass. The racer's mindset will say, I'm going for it. I'm just trying to win races, and I'll let the championship play where it falls. Every driver will tell you, every time I've ever talked to a driver about the championship battle of points, they're like, I'm just here to win races. If I win races, the championship will take care of itself. Again, sometimes I have a different mindset where I'm thinking, hey, you know what? we always come down to races in the final weekend, and somebody's like, oh, I lost the championship by 2 points. I can't believe I didn't get it done here in Portland. And my mind's more like, hey, you know, if you didn't make that dive bomb move at Road America, you would have already had those 2 points. So I kind of think long-term a lot of the times, especially when you got big money up for grabs like we do in this program. Obviously, $681,500 up for grabs for the USF Pro Champion Scholarship. So we'll see whether or not Nikita's super aggressive. Again, folks, a lot of great partners on our program here this year, VP Racing Fuels being one of them. VP is the exclusive fuel supplier for all 3 levels of the USF Pro Championships. In 2021, VP expanded their role and became the official lubricant and coolant. In addition to VP Racing engine oil and VP Racing gear oil, this includes VP Racing's new line of Stay Frosty performance engine coolants. So again, big thank you to VP being on board Continental Tire. We've got them here with us. Super excited about what the future holds with our program in Continental Tire. Skip Barber Racing School is here with us as well. Their Formula Car Series developing drivers for us. Obviously, Sebastian Weldon and Joshua Leonel, 2 drivers that are coming up into the USF Juniors program directly from Skip Barber. We're going to see a couple more very likely in 2025 as well. Fantastic program, legendary, iconic, the Skip Barber Racing School. It's been great to have all these partners. So, all right, we're going to go green, I believe, this next time by. Hunter Yaney's already had to defend on a couple of restarts and has done a great job. Nikita Johnson, though, we know he is aggressive when he needs to be. Right there behind, Chase Denmark looking to clean up as well. Hold on. Indeed, lap 15 did go into the books. We came out of the grid as I expected. 3 laps to go. In fact, no, this will be lap 16. So it'll be 2 laps to go. They'll go lap 16 when they come back. It'll be a 2-driver battle or 2-lap battle. Yaney goes full wide, up on the throttle. He gets a good start. Here comes actually to the inside Chase Denmark. He's going to put some pressure on Nikita Johnson. Down into turn number 1. Yaney still low lining it. Way to the outside goes Nikita. Down to the bottom goes Chase Denmark. Side by side, no clean. Johnson gets a good run to the outside. Dushelski right there. Matt Clark as well. Yaney able to get a good run through 2. He's got a couple of car lengths. Big move down to the bottom of the racetrack, though. Denmark right there on the gearbox. Chase Denmark trying to find a way by that big wide outside line coming through turn number 3 over to 4 and 5. Indeed, good start there for Yaney. Can he come away with the victory? Again, white flag will fly this next time by an 18-lapper. We're going to sneak this thing in before the clock for sure, just in time. 3 different yellows. And Yaney has about 6 or 7 car lengths. Good start, good run here for Nikita. He would have wanted the win. It's not over yet, but man, P2 with Lockie down in 18th, huge for Nikita. Yaney through 8 and 9. Will we see any more racing in the back? And indeed, there's the gap. 6 maybe car lengths, I think, but big, deep on the brakes goes Nikita. That guy knows how to use the brakes. He closes it back up. 3, maybe 2 car lengths coming through turn 11. Back to 12. So really, if you think about it, only 3 more opportunities to pass, likely. Yaney's got to get a good run out here using all of the racetrack. He looks good coming out. Let's give you the top 10 when they come back around. I don't think that Johnson close enough to make the move coming across the line. We'll keep an eye on it in turn 1. Otherwise, we'll give you a quick top 10. No, Yaney's looking good. He's got to get through here cleanly. Hunter Yaney looking for his first USF Pro Championship victory. Yaney, Johnson, Denmark, Dushelski, Clark, top 5. Baptiste in 6th, Escoto 7th, Brooks, Sykes, and Mossman cap off the top 10. Oh, look at this. Johnson closes within a car length. Coming through 3, 2 through 4. Back to 5. You can make a move to the inside, but there's a bump down the bottom as I had talked about. He's still, good exit out of there for Hunter Yaney. All of the racetrack. Lots of downforce here. Going to try to roll through turn number 6. Flat out from here to turn number 10. He's got enough of a gap. He's just got to hit the marks. Looks good through 7. Keeps it on the racetrack on the exit. All the way down now into turn number 8 and 9. Johnson, we saw how deep he went on the brakes. Will he throw it in there to try to make a pass? Hunter Yaney, though, looking to get the victory. Can we go 3 straight winners, different victors to start the season? Look at this. Johnson's not done. Will he send it down the bottom? Yaney's going to block a little bit. We're not done. Look at this. Johnson all over him. Does he throw it to the inside in turn number 12? Yaney still has the spot. He's got to finish it off here, up over the curbing to the inside. Denmark right there, P3. Yadi just needs to get through here. He's going to have it out of the corner. Johnson with a bit of a wiggle, mid-corner, coming to the front straightaway. We got 3 different winners to start the 2024 season. Hunter Yadi, checkered flag, he will win in USF Pro 2000. TJ Speed Motorsports back on the top of the box the first time since Road America last year. Hunter Yadi wins race number 1 of 3 here at NOLA Motorsports Park, and a strong run for Nikita Johnson. He finishes in second. Jace Denmark third, Danny Dashelski in fourth, and Matt Clark rounding out the top 5. Good run for Clark. 6th, Baptiste. 7th, Escoto. BN Racing, 6th and 7th. Brooks, 8th. Mossman able to get by Simon Sykes to the last lap. Mossman goes to 9th. Simon Sykes to 10th. That's big for Mossman. You look up front there, Hughes and Skeets out already. Mossman with an opportunity to potentially jump up into the top 4 in points. But I'll tell you, what a run for Hunter Yadi. Challenged by Jace Denmark, challenged by Nikita Johnson. 3 different restarts, and we have our 3rd different winner of the 2024 season as Hunter Yadi comes away with a tremendous drive for Hunter. Driver to Virginia Beach, Virginia for TJ Speed. This guy's got a lot of experience, folks. 2020 F4 champion. Did 8 rounds with us in Pro 2000 back in 2021. Did a bunch of racing in the FIA F3 series in 22 and 23. But he is home running here in North America in 2024, and this is going to be huge for him. It's big for TJ Speed as well. Not only do we have 3 different winners, 3 different teams have tasted victory as well, as TJ Speed gets his first win of the season. Excellent day. USF Juniors and USF 2000 put on the best show in terms of clean racing. Not quite so much here with the pro drivers, as we had 3 different incidents on track. 1 for a minor incident caused with 1 team, 1 with a mechanical DNF, and of course the incident involving 3 drivers over in turn number 3 that sent us to the red flag and put our drivers back to pit lane. But here's the guy who's going to be on top of the podium, and I guarantee he'll be fired up about that for sure. So down pit lane they come. Nikita Johnson's going to take the point lead. That's a given. He was only 8 points behind Lockie Hughes, and he's going to make up 20 plus coming home here in second. Remember, Hunter Yadi's got the pole point tomorrow, too. He's going to start the pole position, at least for race 2. We're not quite sure for race 3 or not, but Hunter Yadi bringing it down there. Again, great job for Hunter. Get a chance to see him. There it is there. He's into victory lane. You see some of the sponsors on the car right there. Back Bay Gourmet, Hard Rock. Wilhelmina on the side of the car. I want to give a shout out to the sponsors. Yeah, the emotion there for sure for Hunter Yadi, for TJ Speed. Big victory for him. Our 3rd straight winner. That team will be pleased with that, especially when you think of the fact that Liam Skeets didn't finish and Morales involved in the incident there on the final circuit, late in the run there. So the only guy really getting to the end for TJ Speed was Hunter Yadi. He ends up winning. So the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat for sure underneath the paddock there at TJ Speed. Otherwise, Nikita Johnson coming home a strong 2nd place, coming off, of course, the win in race number 2 at St. Petersburg. So he's going to take over the point lead, Nikita Johnson is. So I'll tell you, that is going to be big for that driver there, to be able to come away with that kind of a position. You know he's going to be fired up with that. Just 15 years of age, and he's going to be your point leader here in USF Pro 2000. So again, drivers are all getting down there, folks. I'm going to head there myself. A quick break. We're on a couple of commercials, and we'll come back with Victory Lane celebrations. Don't miss it, folks. We'll be back after this.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires. You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
And to handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah, road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by like a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Victory Lane here at NOLA Motorsports Park as we set to cap off our opening day of wheel-to-wheel racing. Of course, back tomorrow, 6 more events for you as we continue on with this Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana. We had a wild one here in USF Pro 2000, so let's bring up the drivers here who did such a great job. Finishing in 3rd spot, starting on pole for Pabst Racing, Jace Denmark, P3 here today. We've got the good folks from Elite Racing helping us out again here. Logan Knapp will bring in the 3rd place trophy for Chase Denmark. Strong run for needed the points after some issues at St. Pete's. The new point leader in USF Pro, Michael Knapp, bringing in the 2nd place trophy. These guys can not only build engines, they can also give out trophies for us. Thanks, guys. One more spot on the podium for Mac Garcia and USF2000, 3 straight wins. We have 3 different winners to start the season here. He's going to come over and chat with me quickly, but before we do it, how about a round of applause? The winner today, Hunter Yaney from TJ Speed. Hunter, over here. Come and talk to me over here first. How big is this right now to be able to come through here? You had great speed. You had some issues we know at St. Pete, but the speed is here, and you come away with the win.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank my team. I'd like to thank my parents for getting me to where I'm at. And I don't really know what to say. It's just been such a long time since I've stood on the podium, so this really means a lot to me, as you probably saw, because I was crying in my car.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Listen, like you said, you won a lot of races earlier in your career. You've been digging hard through F3, everything you've done, but you had to hold off some big guys there on a couple of restarts.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I really thought Jace was going to get me on that 2nd restart. He was pretty well up in front of me. And then Nikita was pretty far alongside me as well, but we just managed to hold on to it.
We know how much motorsports is about confidence, right, and momentum. You're going to start on pole tomorrow. You got great speed and qualified. What are your thoughts for Sunday?
I think if we just can keep this momentum going and keep improving the car and my driving, then I think we can come away with more wins and more podiums.
You talked about the team and your parents already. Are there any sponsors you want to shout out?
Yeah, I'd like to thank 30 Seconds Out for being there for me from the beginning of my racing career. Hard Rock and VHP.
Listen, man, get over there. Get on top of the podium. We have one more spot there for you. Folks, one more time. Hunter Yaney winning today here in USF Pro. Again, these drivers just 2 steps away from the NTT IndyCar Series, and there's a driver right there who knows a lot about Indianapolis, Steve Knapp, former Indianapolis 500 Rookie of the Year, delivering that P1 trophy to Hunter, 3rd different winner on the season. Start things off this Continental Tire Grand Prix of Louisiana, and these drivers put on a show here for sure. Nikita Johnson came after Hunter, Chase Denmark came after Hunter as well, but all 3 of them really benefiting from this podium finish here today. Of course, Nikita taking the lead, as we said, Jace stepping things up and doing what he needed to do as well. We'll get the way here, guys, I think, right? Let's pull the car out of the way. We'll get some champagne in here, so we'll get the TV crew in to get the car out of the way. And, of course, the champagne we'll bring in for the drivers here. They've got 2 more races tomorrow, 6 on. With USF Juniors qualifying, too. They'll set the grid for their 2nd race of the each one. A good one. Very similar weather we expect tomorrow as well, so we'll see who's able to make the changes. They're going to sit down and debrief for a couple hours, no doubt. Up for 2 races tomorrow. So So the champagne awaits, folks. One more time for you. How about a round of applause for my top 3 in USF Pro 2000? Guys, grab the champagne, grip it and rip it. Let's have some fun and wrap up the day. Spraying that champagne. Hunter Yaney gets his first victory. Nikita Johnson there in second. Chase Denmark wraps it up with P3, and that caps off our day here from NOLA Motorsports Park. Those of you tuning into the broadcast here at the USF Pro Championships YouTube channel or on the app or on USFPro2000.com, thank you so much, folks. We certainly appreciate it. We're back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. here in New Orleans for the qualifying 2 for USF Juniors. Don't go anywhere tomorrow. Lots of racing for you here from NOLA as we continue to race here. This beautiful Continental Tire for you, Louisa. Thanks so much for tuning in, folks. Continental Tire and Anderson Promotion.